We are located here in the south of Austria at our production facility in Verlach, Carinthia, where our Maykestag products are developed, produced, and tested. Today's topic, the new Turbo Twister. Details can be seen now in the Speed Center. By the way, filming is strictly prohibited, but for you we'll make an exclusive exception. Dear viewer, this year, unfortunately, we are unable to welcome you in person, but we cannot pass up the opportunity to inform you about our new products, namely the Turbo Twister. What makes it so special? We know it belongs to the field of trochoidal milling, where it is the perfect specialist in an extremely wide application area. But what does that mean exactly, and what can our milling cutter do? These and other questions will now be answered by our technician. Hello, Christopher.
Hello.
It's great that we can be here today.
Warm welcome.
Thank you very much, and we'll jump right in, because our digital launch today is all about the Turbo Twister, and I can see you have already prepared it for us.
Exactly.
The question that we all are eager to ask is, how did this development come about? What was the Maykestag development team thinking?
The industry's changing. Demands are increasing, and companies and our customers face many challenges that they have overcome every day. This resulted in the demand on our developers to create a tool that can be used in many ways, is cost efficient, and makes the work or the work process easier. And that's exactly what we've achieved with the Turbo Twister.
And before we get into the details and you introduce us to the Turbo Twister, what is this new development all about?
The Turbo Twister is the next generation of the trochoidal milling cutter and follows on directly from the success story of the Speed Twister. We've set ourselves a goal here of making this still new type of processing even more efficient and achieving even better results.
Sounds exciting. Christopher, can you now explain the Turbo Twister in more detail to our viewers?
With pleasure. In trochoidal milling, the cutting conditions, meaning the contact width and contact angle, change constantly during the machining process in order to achieve a center thickness of the chips that is as constant as possible. All these requirements can be solved with the Turbo Twister. And now for the product details. There are 4 different lengths: 2x, 3x, 4x, and 5x-D. Why are there so many? Especially the different lengths make it possible to use the tools cost effectively and to reduce the risk, for example, of vibrations. A specific case. The 5x-D milling cutter is the longest in the range. If you do not need this depth, you can resort to an intermediate length, for example, the 4x-D, thereby avoiding vibrations and making the manufacturing process safer. Let's move on to the product features that make the Turbo Twister unique. Our base material is a special carbide that is very tough and wear resistant, and its core is extremely robust. This results in much less vibration and gives the tool a significantly longer service life. It impresses with an excellently adjusted helix angle and thus ensures perfect chip removal. Chip congestion is prevented by several chip breakers, which means we ensure a high process reliability, especially in automated production. Our particularly resistant special coating creates wide areas of application, and the optimum resistance to temperature changes increases reliability even under difficult conditions, ideal for wet and dry machining. Due to the interaction of these factors, the tool can be used in almost all materials and thus ensures a high savings potential. The Turbo Twister is an all-rounder, a specialist with an extremely wide range of applications. It can be used to machine a wide variety of materials, such as steel, stainless steel, or aluminum, without changing tools. You save time and cost with the Turbo Twister, avoid problems with tool changes, and have to worry less about the material composition. Here again are the points in favor of the Turbo Twister. It is versatile in terms of machining type and material. It is faster and even more process reliable than its predecessor. It's easier to handle, yes, and is simply economical overall.
Wow, what a great product. It must have been put through stringent tests, right? How did it do?
Of course, the Turbo Twister had to face many tests to actually be included in the range. It has been tested under the toughest conditions and is proven to be the best in all aspects.
Aha, and what was tested?
We've put together a benchmark test for you.
Well, let's take a look at that in the summary. Christopher, you mentioned earlier that our Turbo Twister is a real all-rounder. Well, this word usually has a negative connotation because an all-rounder can usually do everything, but nothing perfectly. And why doesn't that apply to the Turbo Twister?
This argument could be true, but not if the product comes from Maykestag.
Why not?
Maykestag products always stand for performance and precision. This is exactly the challenge we've taken up and surpassed with the best results. The Turbo Twister is capable of machining many materials without any losses or cuts in the result. The results are precise and perfect, which is a very clear, unique selling proposition.
And this is how the all-rounder looks in practice. Pretty impressive. Christopher, I have to go back to one issue. Your team here at Fairlock also took the trouble to set your Turbo Twister logo in a metal block. Why does this logo mean so much to you?
Well, the endless loop as a symbol with our Maykestag chip reflects the almost endless service life and the numerous applications of the Turbo Twister. With pleasure. This is exactly why the team is so proud of it and wanted to immortalize itself with the full range of Turbo Twisters in this workpiece.
Nice piece. And with that, dear viewers, we come to the end of our digital launch. I would like to say thank you very much, Christopher, for accompanying us with your expertise.
Oh, yes.
Also, thank you very much for your interest, and should you have any further questions, please feel free to get in touch with your contact person from your Maykestag team. Christopher and I will now join you in watching a film about the machining process of a Turbo Twister. We stay tuned and have fun.